Hi my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. Today we have some very exciting news indeed for Skeleton Crew, courtesy of MakingStarWars.net. Now the last time we spoke about the show was around Star Wars Celebration, when we found out the show is going to be a Mandalorian spin-off, being helmed by Jon Watts, Chris Ford, and Jon Favreau. Aside from the kids, the main characters being played by Jude Law, well now we have so much more information as to what the series is about, and also how it's going to connect to Ahsoka, Thrawn, and Ezra. Let's dive straight into this report. So they say, wild rumours and set pictures, Star Wars Skeleton Crew's Ahsoka connections. Rumours. I thought it might be fun to share a lot of the rumours I've heard for Star Wars Skeleton Crew and Ahsoka. A lot of this stuff is grounded in very legit story details, and some of it is a bit murky or unverified. It seems as if the shows are building towards an event, as the shows culminate into a larger narrative when watched together. And just to pause here guys, do you remember the theory I made when I said The Mandalorian and its spin-offs are building to a big galactic event? It could be in the style of Heir to the Empire, and it's probably going to culminate into an Endgame style movie, or maybe even The Mandalorian Season 4. Let's carry on. Jason at Making Star Wars says, people who want new Star Wars set in new places, with new ideas, are likely gonna dig a lot of this information. Over the last few weeks, I've been over to the set of Skeleton Crew a lot, and I've seen a few interesting things out there. Mostly the set has been part of a CGI ship, with some quote, spooky trees around it. And just a side note, this is probably the same ship we see in the concept art, the ship that the kids who are lost in space are travelling in. Jason then says it's been fascinating to see how the shows appear to be talking to one another. Skeleton Crew and Ahsoka, they filmed at the same time, and here's one of the big bits, they appear to be sharing some of the same spaces, and he does say as a leaker, it's been very confusing that both shows are filming at the same time. One scoop that he thinks is for one show could very much be for the other. And so now he answers the question, is Ahsoka going to make an appearance in Skeleton Crew? This is what he said, at the moment, I only have the implication that Ahsoka Tano herself makes a guest appearance in the series, so it could just be in one episode, but this overlap is so important. He says, to be clear, there are strong indications that Ahsoka Tano herself is in Skeleton Crew to some extent, even if it's just as a guest appearance. And so now we have some tidbits about the plot. In the Ahsoka series, Thrawn and Ezra end up in what's called the New Beyond, or New Space, and they say this is a good time after the events of Star Wars Rebels. Now he does say we've never seen this region in Star Wars before, he doesn't know what it's called in universe, but it's not Wild Space or the Unknown Regions. This is something new entirely, a new concept, something brand new to the Star Wars franchise. We've not seen it in the books, the comics, TV shows, movies. This is a brand new region of space, a new aspect of the Star Wars universe. And he adds to this that this region views and uses the Force very different to our current existing Star Wars stories. So it's not Jedi or Sith, it's something new altogether. He says it was also implied that magic is going to be seen in the series, and that the Force and magic and all of that kind of thing originates from this place, so it could be connected to the Wills. And then, we have some character information. He says that Ivanna Sakhno, who was cast in the Ahsoka series, is playing a Nightsister. Previous reports and rumours and even fan speculation stated she might be playing Hera Syndulla, but that's not the case. She is indeed playing a Nightsister, and here's a huge piece of information. Lars Mikkelsen is playing Thrawn. That's right, they confirmed Lars Mikkelsen is reprising the role he played in Rebels, and they say along with his blue skin, he has haunting red eyes. Now, as we know, Skeleton Crew has been marketed as Stranger Things in space. We know there's going to be a group of kids, one of them is alien, and they're trying to find their way back home, but they're gonna run into things they're not meant to see. And now Jason says this, when the children in Skeleton Crew end up lost in space, we the audience are going to be just as lost as they are. Most of our understanding of the Star Wars universe is gonna be irrelevant, because this is a new universe in the same timeline, reality and continuity. So as they explore the universe trying to make their way home, we are with them on that journey. We know just as much, or rather just as little, as they do. And what Jason is saying here is that we should not expect previous Star Wars locations, no familiar planets. He says, quote, they are the place the furthest from it all. And then he says the rumour is that Ahsoka will introduce the concepts that Skeleton Crew explores, which means that Ahsoka is probably going to drop first. Before he talks about speculation, he then says the issues from Skeleton Crew are probably going to affect the 4th season of The Mandalorian, but because they haven't started filming that yet, it's probably just an assumption. Making Star Wars imply that the biggest aspect of the unknown space that we're going to see is what Thrawn is up to. Just a bit of speculation, we might even see the Katana fleet, and a big question that a lot of fans following this might have is what about the Grysk? What about those aspects explored in some of the books? Well, Jason addresses this, and he says no one he's heard from has spoken about the Grysk, but he does say he thinks that Thrawn is returning from this place with a reason, and this is going to be a serious threat to the New Republic. He says when Thrawn returns with new allies, especially ones who can use magic from the unknown places, the civilized galaxy is at risk. He then speculates, and I use the word speculate strongly, that Mon Mothma's military disarmament act is going to see the New Republic diminish its military by 90%. This we know is going to happen in canon, and this is going to leave them vulnerable to attacks. And I should say, in canon we know that this is part of the downfall of the New Republic and the rise of the First Order. And here is a huge tease. Jason does say one of the biggest aspects is what the kids find out there in space. What is the big threat, and could it be paranormal forces? Is Ahsoka going to team up with Din Djarin, Bo-Katan, and all of our allies to go and confront it? Jason's also convinced there could be elements of Rangers of the New Republic readapted into Skeleton Crew, some concepts, some ideas, just some minor plot points that are going to be incorporated as promised by Kathleen Kennedy, so super exciting stuff. In other words, those Rangers out there on the new frontier of the galaxy are going to hear rumours of what's going on in unknown space. The New Republic are probably not going to take this seriously, and eventually, further down the timeline, that's going to lead to their downfall. Making Star Wars close by saying, a lot of this is just rumour, but there is legitimacy to a lot of it. Take it with a pinch of salt, but Making Star Wars are as reliable as it gets, rarely getting a single thing wrong. So really interesting stuff, guys. Share your thoughts of it in the comments down below. Are you excited for Ahsoka linking up to Skeleton Crew, and for it to all lead to a big moment that's going to probably take place in The Mandalorian Season 4? And one of the most exciting things for me in this article is the role of Ivanna Sakhno and the reintroduction of the Nightsisters. They don't just exist on Dathomir, but apparently outside of known space. This will no doubt also connect to Morgan Elsbeth, who knew Thrawn's whereabouts, and in Mando Season 2 looked like she could be a Nightsister. It's all coming together, and by the end of it, we can go back and rewatch all of these shows. All seasons of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, The Ahsoka Show, and Skeleton Crew. They are all connected, all of our heroes, we just don't know how yet. But it's all going to be amazing. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Jon Watts, Chris Ford, these are all amazing creatives, not to mention others like Rick Famuyiwa and Bryce Dallas Howard, who are probably also working on the show. Now, one final thing, yesterday we got the trailer for The Bad Batch Season 2, and it was filled with goodies. We had Palpatine in the Senate, Wanda Sykes voicing a new character, Commander Cody talking with Crosshair at the Geonosis Memorial, Gungi, Trandoshans, Sid, Tarful, Bail Organa, and so much more. But afterwards, StarWars.com posted the full list of episodes, and there are some really big surprises. Not only are we getting a 2-episode premiere, but there is also a mid-season double episode special on February the 8th. Both episodes 7 and 8 drop that Wednesday. And now we need to talk about some of those episode titles. Episode 2 is titled The Solitary Clone, and I reckon this is going to be about Cody and the loneliness he feels in the Empire. In the trailer, he's heard telling Crosshair that there are rumours of other clones who aren't too sure about the new Imperial regime, and I think Rex is going to come to the rescue and remove his chip, and I think we're going to see the same thing with Wolf, because by the time of Star Wars Rebels, he's had his chip removed. Other episodes of interest include The Clone Conspiracy and The Outpost. Some fans think these could be referring to Echo and Domino Squad. But one episode that really caught my attention was Entombed. Could there be a connection to the Moon of Nur, as we saw in Fallen Order, but also the Obi-Wan Kenobi series? Could the word Entombed be implying an appearance of the Jedi tomb on Nur? Maybe we'll see how the Empire captured Jedi who initially survived Order 66. Now I must say, in terms of episode titles, the 2-part finale is terrifying. The Summit sounds like it's related to what's going on Mount Tantis, and Plan 99, the season finale, sounds like an Imperial mission to kill the Bad Batch. I fear that tragedy is coming. Now, there was an Order 99 in Legends, but that was about droids gaining their freedom from the Separatists. But this 99 is almost certainly related to Clone Force 99, but hopefully no casualties. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So share your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.